Good morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? It's 1:16 in the morning, Thursday, Pacific Standard Time. It is April 25th, 2024. The Weaverage on Sea of Roseman, California. You're zombie out here. Sleep deprived and emotionally screwed up. Well, the USC has did, well, according from one particular reporter to another particular reporter, between 50 and 100 protesters peacefully. Someone wasn't peaceful because somebody threw a water bottle at a cop and all hell broke loose. I don't know if they found the person or not. I hadn't read any reports about that one. I hope they did. You don't throw a water bottle and have it hit the cop. That's insulting. Even if you happen to throw water at the guy and it still hits him, that's an assault on a police officer. That's a felony. Ooh. That's time in the jail. That's a fine, but that's also time in jail right there. But everything else was peaceful enough, and they were protesting. So I'm still processing those other videos I took off of my computer screen, showing them as videos because they are from KTLA, Channel 5, Los Angeles, and I'm putting in the copyright material here. On to other stuff. Shout out to Artist in Recovery Morning. I'm not commenting about Kanye West and his insanity. That's enough. Representative Comer is trying to weasel out of his little situation regarding the Biden investigation. He should have did that before the damn thing ever started, his fiasco. But he was so certain that he had stuff on the Bidens. There was, in one of the clips I was watching, somewhere buried in YouTube, that a constitutional lawyer was being grilled. And he was telling him that you got nothing, to paraphrase it. You got nothing. The Democrats were yelling at Comer on this one. You got nothing. One of them was putting up. I was thinking, okay, I've had enough. Let's do it right now. Come on. Let's make the motion. Make. And then somewhere in C-SPAN, there's got to be a hell of a video on this one here, that they were going after each other, making names at each other. Off the clock. But on C-SPAN's time. I think it was the watch list from TNT who was doing this. Picked up the clip from C-SPAN on this one. They really must have been having a field day of that one. Comer freaking out left and right. He's having a conniption fit. Raskin, one particular video, Raskin's giving Comer a ration and stuff, and Comer's trying to pretend he's not hearing him by doing some busy work. He's hearing him already. You can see it in the body language. He heard. He just wasn't going to deal with it. So now, in certain interviews, he's had enough. He wants to run for governor of Kentucky. Fat chance, asshole. Yeah, I said it. I'm not pulling it. You acted the part. You already thrown away trust factor left and right. You're telling people that you know better than everybody else. You had all this stuff against the president, and you couldn't even get your head out of your ass. You were told. You didn't want to listen. You still wanted to follow the playbook. How about this one? Comer trying to protect the 45th presidential gas bag. The orange gas bag. One of the hearings, I think, this past week, he was telling people that there was a lot of cops. People couldn't get through the streets. There was a lot of protesters. There was a lot of supporters. There was this, there was that. And you had the press out there doing camera sweeps They couldn't back up what Trump was saying. There was like maybe less than a handful of supporters on my hands. Maybe less than that. Everyone else, nobody. Crickets. So yeah, getting back to the protest that we've got going on at this point. As much as I'm supporting the First Amendment rights, it's a great deal in this one. And seeing this one particular scholar who was being interviewed by one of the networks out there, he was telling people, I'm a scholar. No, he's not a scholar. He was an educator. Okay, are you a professor or are you a teacher? And if you're a teacher, what's your topic? What's your subject matter? What do you teach? Are you retired or not? And if you are a teacher, you would have been given information concerning about history, about how protesters usually get arrested. Because the lengths they will get, the lengths they will go to make their point across. They want to be brave, they want to be bold, they want to be martyrs. They want to be figureheads for their cause. They want to show that they're supporters for this. Kind of realizing that one of these here days it may bite them in the butt. But they want to show that they did something for democracy. They wanted to show in history. Can I show them an example of one particular movie I keep going over from time to time? It's called The American President. Michael Douglas in it. Charlie Sheen. Annette Bening. Michael J. Fox. An old photograph, according to the movie, of a young Annette Bening burning an American flag in a protest for something. And then this one senator in the film who was running for the president, Bob Rumson, played by Richard Dreyfuss, was trying to say, president's got a girlfriend. And now the girlfriend's got this problem. Oh boy. And his character's like, oh boy, let's drool, let's drool, let's drool. I got ammunition against this guy. I got a scare tactic. I got a scarecrow here. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the same damn crap we're pulling on each other here in politics and everything else going on. We're doing the same damn tactics. And it's going to be biting them in the butt. But this is what they want. I ain't going to argue over the damn thing. They're going to be doing the political activism. They're going to get their names in the papers. They're going to get their faces in the paper. They're going to be immortalized that way. And then down the road, let's see how they're going to capitalize on that one, or somebody's going to capitalize on them. But this is what they want to do for the martyrism. Be my guest. My situation here, I'm not running for public office. I'm not running for any public office. I don't want the damn job. I'm not going to go for it. But if I did go for it, I'm saying if, I know the stuff I put out there, all the videos are going to bite me in the ass. And I'll say it on the record, it's going to bite me in the ass. Because my controversial comments out there will be boomerangs coming after my face or the back of the head. There'll be the taunts out there. They'll be saying, well, didn't you put this on record? Yeah. And if you have noticed, I never did say, I did say that. I'm saying it. I said it. John Cameron Weaver, of Roseman, California, on this particular date and time. I said it. How's that for endorsement? Now, if we're getting into that sticky wicket there, ever since Hamas did their situation over there, it caused this chain reaction rolling around. I know people are going to be going back further in time until the creation of Israel itself. The one thing I noticed, the one thing I've been learning more and more about, is how long people can hold on to generational hatred. Goes all the way into the biblical ages. All the way back to the biblical ages. And maybe even earlier than that. We can hold on to anger and hatred like anything else, us humanity. We can't learn how to forgive and forget, or just forgive, period, but never forget. No, we can't do that. How dare you? We wouldn't be human after that. So, we can put up all the religious beliefs. We can put up all the religious sayings. We can try to show how pious and righteous we are. Yeah, right. We're frickin' hypocrites. We're hypocrites going into Sunday worships or whatever kind of worship days we have. We beg, borrow, plead, demand from God at this point over here. We try to ask forgiveness from everybody else, and then the rest of the week we screw them over again, and we go back and repeat the same thing all over again. We're doing that to each other. We try to show how pious and how wonderful we are. How does God ever stand our humanity? I don't know. Somewhere in the Old Testament, we had two cities wiped out, Sodom and Gomorrah, because God couldn't stand the sight of his own damn creations losing their minds. You would think, maybe during those times, God would have sent out angels to advise. You really cared about your kids, you would be getting into tough love, or else you'd be advising these kids not to do this kind of crap. Nope, didn't happen. We can throw out the Ten Commandments at this point over here and see how that works. I know God's timing is God's timing at this point over here, but sometimes I have to ask myself, why this slow response sometimes? Do I challenge God on this one? I'm asking questions sometimes. We're so hot and biblical. We try to use it as gospel at this point, as set in stone. The only thing I understand about geology is stone can change form and format. Understanding about geology, understanding about science, and everything else is that way. Matter can be destroyed or pulverized to change into a different format. Change the molecules in the genetic its structure, all the way down to the tiniest particle, if there is anything such detected. And energy of it being redistributed. Do I believe that there is a power greater than myself that can restore me to sanity? Yes, I do. Have I been dead before? Yes, I have. Unfortunately, I can't prove that to people. Except to see in medical records how many times they kept trying to resuscitate me. Medical records are long gone from a hospital that no longer exists. The only thing I got is my word, and that's about it. But I can't prove that I died 3 times and came back to life 3 times, only by medical records from a hospital that no longer exists. Cedars Sinai of Lebanon. That was a hospital back in 1970, where Scientology is still reigning for about last 40 or some more than that. Maybe longer than that, way longer than that. So I was in this building. I remember it. But memories are not physically enough for it. Why does that matter? Because it's called credibility. It's called credibility. God kept me alive for one reason or another. But I'm seeing everybody else kind of screwing around with the ancient texts left and right. That drives me crazy sometimes, you know. I'm expecting this planet to be blasted, either by our own stupidity or God's had enough with us. He already gave us Jesus. He already gave us other prophets and disciples for us to learn. We can't learn. We're too damn stupid. We look for revelation. We look for the rafter. Actually, not that one. The rapture, they called it. I'm thinking to myself, Judgment Day is coming and we're screwed. We can't get our act together. We had the people. We had the teachings. We just can't get the damn act together. It would have been better if we actually had angels around us that we know of they're angels from God, so we would be on that kind of track. But no, we were given free reign. We were given free will. We were given the lessons. And if we can't learn them the right way, well, they're screwed already. So we had these false prophets yelling and screaming at each other left and right that they know better. And then you have some of the other pastors coming out of the woodwork screaming and yelling at the pastors who are just going on their hypocritical, antagonistic viewpoints. One actually tries to apologize and then goes on to the same damn attack, but he wants you to forgive the guy. He calls people names, and then the next day he's trying to apologize, and then he's not taking it back. And people listen to gas bags left and right thinking they know better. And they know they're getting gaslit, but they don't care. They're following them. Why? Because they're brain dead. They're in the cults. They're in the cult. I keep wondering about Sodom and Gomorrah. Would that have been a better place to live? They say the probably it was like Sin City, Las Vegas, or New Jersey, Atlantic City. Sure, gamble your life away, gamble this away, make the other assholes richer and better. But then again, if you happen to put a name on a certain name, a certain gas bag's name, everything else goes hell in a handbasket, and you're really screwed on that one. Put your faith and trust in this gas bag, who claimed he was going to help you. He was God's appointed. He was this. He was appointed and blessed by the evangelicals out there. I bet you they're eating it. Probably going to be saying, "How dare I? How dare you? You are," and throwing all the epithets. Like, be my guest. Shower me with your damn angry epithets out there. Tell me I'm the worst human being you ever came across. There's no hope for me. I am not a Christian. I believed in this. I said this. I said that. The only one who's going to be judging me regarding my Christianity is the one who's got the name in it. Whether or not have I been righteous enough, if I had been worthy enough, if I've done the things that he's asked. Quite frankly, not most of them anyway. No, I didn't go to a prison. I went to hospitals a few times. I've been caregiver. Still am. I cry over dogs that get run over. Nobody else does. I submit myself to public scrutiny. I'm saying to people that I'm open, honest. At least I try to be anyway. I try to be open. I try to be there are words that I usually say to people that I have the perspective for. I have to be responsible, accountable, and transparent. If I can live within truth all the time, or when I can, it saves me from remembering the damn crap I throw out at people left and right. If I have to start remembering that stuff, I know I'm going to be in problems. But if I just tell them the truth and tell them what's on my mind, the consequences will be coming up anyway. I'll be expecting the boomerangs. I ain't perfect. I'm not looking for martyrism. I'm not looking for worship or anything else like that. I'm just me, okay? But I see things and I'm calling it on it. This whole damn protesting over there should have been protesting against what both sides were trying to do to each other. Protest, I don't even know what the hell they mean by anti-Zionism. You know, I've heard it. I've never known what anti-Zionism is. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, I want to see. BBC.com. An article that was generated back in 2016, April 29. What's the difference between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism? According to the BBC, anti-Semitism is hostility and prejudice directed against Jewish people. Zionism refers to the movement to create a Jewish state in the Middle East, roughly corresponding to the historical land of Israel, and thus support for the modern state of Israel. Anti-Zionism opposes that. Some say Zionists can be used as a coded attack on Jews, while others say the Israeli government and its supporters are deliberately confusing anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism to avoid criticism. Okay? Anti-Semitism is like being anti-Jewish, I guess. Both religion and both physical. Both belief and origin. But a Zionist would be wanting a Jewish state in the Middle East. Anti-Zionism is not to create a Jewish state in the Middle East. Are you anti-Jewish or are you pro-Jewish? Are you pro-Israeli or are you against Israel? And Israel had been mentioned about its existence in the Old Testament and New Testament, both as a people and as a land. It's not until about 1947, 48, when the United Nations at the time decided to take the land that used to be called Israel and Palestine and existed for a long period of time. They changed it back into the name of Israel, but also divide the people. Portions of it would be the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, where you would have the Palestinians live. The West Bank's getting smaller and smaller because you have Israelis, settlers, trying to get more and more of the land. Where the hell are the Palestinians going to go? They're going to become nomadic? Is that the thinking of it? Gaza Strip had a strip of people, maybe about 1 or 2 million, or maybe 3 million. It's a lot of people. Now they haven't got a home. It's gone. It's history. All rubble. Screaming and yelling at the Israelis for what the hell happened in Gaza. They should have been screaming and yelling at the damn Hamas people they had in there. If they knew who Hamas was, I'm sorry. If they knew who the hell they were, why didn't they do something about it? They didn't. Hamas decided to play world politics, trying to get their plight. The most dangerous game that they ever would do. Capture and humanitarian crimes like crazy. Killing, mutilating, worse. Put them in the Gaza Strip, where they knew that Israel and the government system, military, was going to be squishing them even further. They knew it. They played and gambled. And now they got people in genocide right now. The Israeli government's looking egg on its face. But they're going to finish the job by eliminating Hamas. I hate to say it, but you'll get rid of the damn name, but the anger and hatred is still there. And thanks to you guys, you just increased it more. But increased it more because Hamas decided to do this damn stupidity. So who's to blame in this damn shit in the first place? We got the whole world splitting itself apart on this thing. Even in the United States of America, where we got populations of both Palestinians and Israelis in here. And other people. We're a pluralistic society. Theoretically anyway, but we've gone polaristic. We've gone polarized. We want subdivisions, basically. I'm for peace. But there's got to be a both ways for these people to get off their dead asses and get this calmed down enough. It's on both. People in Gaza who have already been afflicted enough, more than enough. They're practically almost wiped out. If they can't get this damn hatred reined in, this damn anger, we're going to have a world war in this one. Or at least a regional conflict is going to be putting us into the middle of the damn thing. Wait a second, we are in the middle of the damn thing. We're supporting Israel with its military, but also we're trying to get in humanitarian aid in there. The NGOs are having a hell of a time trying to get in there because Israel won't let them. The Israeli government won't let them in there. It's no wonder we got protests happening all over the damn campuses and every other kind of public and private places left and right. Speaking of which, the tapes I'm still trying to get processed right now is still regarding USC. But there had been more links I threw into my comments sections of my own page of different cities, including Austin going through it again, New York. This blows me away that we have several representatives, mostly Republican, go over to Columbus University in New York City. They've got several campuses across the city. But you got the congressional people going over to one and making a statement saying that the president of the campus should leave. I hate to tell you assholes about this one, but unless you got direct federal powers over them, you got nothing. It's up to the state of New York. Unless, of course, you're going to be pulling out all the damn federal funding from everybody. That includes students. You're going to piss them off even further on you guys. That's not going to help you out politically at this point. This was a political bad move. This was politically bad move, and you know it, you assholes. Johnson's making a play at this point. Well, I guess he's going to be getting those votes pulled out from him one way or another. The problem is with Johnson, he's not thinking clearly enough. Yes, they had the presidents of the colleges pulled into Congress for a chat. And yes, they are having issues concerning about racism. Didn't matter what type it was. Didn't matter if it was anti-Semitism or Islamophobia, Zionist or anti-Zionist. Didn't matter. They still had it. Now, how the hell were they going to deal with it? I'm hearing more and more clips from the Jewish side saying, well, they're all anti-Semite, they're all anti-Jewish, they're coming after us. Okay, are they? Yeah, I'm down in work because if there's not enough police reports out there, is it happening? Probably it is. Only not reported enough to the media for us to know that, yes, there's an extreme amount of it. Well, what I've been seeing is the pro-Palestinian people out there telling the world they've had enough concerning about Gaza. They had enough. They want the universities to pull out the Vishter with the Israeli government. They want it gone. If the campuses are supposed to allow freedom of speech, let them have the freedom of speech. But the students have to recognize, and also the other people getting involved in this situation. These are private campuses. They're not public. Which means other people own the land, own the campuses. You have trustees out there. Now, if it is under federal property, that's one thing. If it's under state property, it's another thing. That's under government. And according to the Constitution, First Amendment, you're allowed that. The campuses can only go so far regarding freedom of speech before operations is getting affected. And that means security. That means the safety and health and welfare of the students and faculty and anybody else over there. That's what they were afraid of. There's always a few agitators in every damn protest who wants to go more violent, wants to go extreme, wants to get their egos fed. They say it's in the name of their cause. No, it's the name of their damn ego. Here's the thing. I've seen reports happening when we have protests out here, California. Berkeley, doesn't matter. Frisco, I'm sorry, San Francisco. They're going to nail me on that one. Even Los Angeles territory, San Diego will do it. Doesn't matter where. If the protest is happening on private property, yeah, the cops are going to get involved in that one. But if it's on city streets, if it's on public lands, if it's under government-owned properties, the roads, the sidewalks, it's paid for by government, paid out of your taxes and my taxes. Hell, I pay sales tax. It goes into the county, so it's basically out of my pocket. Pay property tax. It's coming out of your pocket. So we all pay taxes. We all pay into a government system that's supposed to do services for us as we requested, because we're paying them to do the damn stuff. Otherwise, we'd have to do this stuff our own. Pay private companies out of our own damn pocket. That costs. But we still have the tax money to do that, so go figure. So doing it on a public property, such as streets, sidewalks, parks, publicly owned, that's allowed. They're just not supposed to interfere with anybody else in their own living. But they're allowed to protest. Meaning I can go to a park in my own little community out here in Roseman, California, Kern County, California, and protest anything else I want. I could hold up a sign on the corner of my street telling people I'm holding up a sign. You think the cops would come? Only if I'm causing problems. Only if somebody got insulted by somebody holding up a piece of paper or a cardboard sign says I'm holding up a sign. I'll probably ask, why? Because I'm holding up a sign. Well, why are you holding up a sign? Because I'm holding up a sign. I'm making a point. Well, what's the point? I'm holding up a sign. I'm defending my right as a U.S. citizen to make a public announcement on a public area, government paid out of my own damn taxes. This is where I am. Am I interfering with the traffic? Am I causing any accidents left and right? No, because I'm going to be showing up saying, I have a sign. Okay, so what? Then what? Okay. Maybe I'll get a few other people saying that. I'm holding up a sign. I'm holding up the sign. We're holding up the sign. We have a sign. We all have signs. We can chant. We have a sign. We have a sign. We have a sign. We have a sign. And do this on a constant basis. That'll drive the neighbors crazy. Or maybe we'll get some of the neighbors doing it. Scratching their heads left and right saying, what the hell are we doing here? You're supporting your First Amendment rights to protest. Well, what are we protesting? You have a sign. I'm protesting I have a sign. You are protesting that you have a sign. Well, what's it mean? You have a sign. I don't get it. You're demonstrating your First Amendment rights. You're demonstrating a way of communication to people. You're saying to people in this lovely head game of mine that you're expressing an opinion or a fact. I could do that right here. If I had a notebook, I could probably do this damn thing right here, right now. Now, video is one thing. Video, I can say this stuff. You know what a pain in the ass is? The pain in the ass is trying to find a notebook that I can honestly use at this point to make my point clear. And if I don't have a notebook here, then I'm in trouble. Ow, I got stuff flying around all the place. This I could take care of. Yeah, it's called trying to get stuff off the ground before anything else happens with this stuff. Goop. Yeah, I still gotta file this shit. But I gotta do it. Okay, so we got this over here. Okay. Yay! Okay, now what? Alright, there we go. Wait a second. I need an instrument of writing. I need an instrument to write with. I'm so screwed. I'm screwed. I'm loading. I'm load. I'm screwed. I don't have what I need. Oh no. Time to panic. Time to panic. We're panicking. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've got nothing to do. Oh no. I must dig. I must have. I must produce a writing stylus. I must produce writing styluses. I must produce something in my hand that the camera has a hard time trying to see. I must produce. I must look for. Son of a mutant, I don't even have it? I don't know. Do I need this? I don't know. Do I need this? Probably. Okay. I'll put this one over here. Just back over here. Well, it's something to have anyway. Don't knock it. Word searches are for the brain. Okay, so. Writing stylus. Form and format. Of course, on video is one thing, but going outside and doing this damn thing is another. But then again, there's nobody else outside, and if I happen to film this damn thing, I'd be the most ridiculous guy around. Crossing the capital I's and not to mention the T. Okay. This. I don't know. Can you think you can read that one? How about a screenshot on that one? There you go. Okay. So, I've got my sign. I've got my sign. I've got a sign. Now what? You tell me.